Today we're talking about staying hydrated, and it's something many people don't pay enough attention to. We often go through the day without drinking enough water, especially when we're busy. But hydration plays a huge role in how we feel and function. If you don't take in enough fluids, you might feel tired, lose focus, or even get headaches. It's such a simple habit, but it can make a big difference in your daily energy levels.
I've noticed that too. Sometimes people confuse thirst with hunger and end up reaching for snacks instead of water. That's why it's important to listen to your body and recognize the signs of dehydration. Things like dry mouth, low energy, or difficulty concentrating can all mean you need to drink more water. It's easy to ignore, but over time, it can really affect your health.
Exactly. And I think one of the problems is that people wait until they feel thirsty. But by that point, your body is already starting to run low on fluids. That's why experts suggest you should sip water regularly throughout the day, instead of drinking a lot at once. It helps your body stay balanced and function properly.
That's a good point. I also think habits matter a lot. If you build a routine, like drinking a glass of water in the morning or carrying a bottle with you, it becomes easier to keep yourself hydrated. Small habits like that can really add up and make hydration a natural part of your day.
Yeah, and once you start doing it consistently, you actually feel the difference. Your energy improves, your skin looks better, and you just feel more refreshed. It's one of those simple things that can boost your overall well-being without much effort.
I've also noticed that hydration becomes even more important when you're active. When you exercise, your body starts to lose fluids through sweat, and if you don't replace those fluids, your performance can drop quickly. You might feel worn out, get dizzy, or even slow down physically. That's why athletes always keep track of their water intake and make sure they stay properly hydrated before, during, and after workouts.
Yeah, and it's not just about water. Sometimes people need electrolytes to maintain fluid balance, especially after intense activity. When you sweat a lot, your body doesn't just lose water, it also loses essential minerals. That's why some people turn to sports drinks or natural alternatives to restore balance. But still, for everyday life, water should always be your main source to stay hydrated.
That's true. Another thing is climate. In hot weather, your body naturally loses more water, so you need to drink more frequently. Even if you don't feel thirsty, your body might already be running low on fluids. I've experienced that during summer. You don't realize how much you're sweating until you start to feel exhausted.
Exactly. And in cold weather, people often forget about hydration because they don't feel as thirsty. But your body still needs water to function properly. Whether it's hot or cold, staying hydrated helps your body keep everything in balance. It's one of those basic things that people overlook, but it has a huge impact.
I think hydration is one of those habits that seems simple, but actually requires awareness. You need to pay attention to your body, adjust to your environment, and make sure you're giving your body what it needs. Once you do that, it becomes much easier to maintain your energy and stay focused throughout the day.
I've also been thinking about how hydration affects the brain. When you don't drink enough water, it becomes harder to stay focused and think clearly. Even mild dehydration can slow you down mentally. I've had days where I couldn't concentrate, and later I realized I just needed to drink more water. It's interesting how something so simple can impact your performance so much.
The brain really depends on proper hydration. When your body starts to run low on fluids, your brain has to work harder to function normally. That's why people sometimes feel confused or tired. It's not always about lack of sleep. It can also be dehydration. That's why it's important to keep your fluid levels up, especially if you're studying or working for long hours.
That's a good point. I've started to keep a water bottle nearby whenever I'm working. It reminds me to take small sips regularly instead of forgetting about it. It's such a simple trick, but it really helps me stay on track and avoid that tired feeling in the middle of the day.
Exactly. And I think making it visible helps a lot. If you see your bottle, you're more likely to reach for it. Another useful habit is to pair drinking water with daily activities, like having a glass every time you finish a task. That way, you don't have to think about it too much. It just becomes automatic.
Turning it into a habit is the key. Once you build that routine, you don't need to remind yourself all the time. You just naturally keep your body hydrated and feel better overall. It's one of those small lifestyle changes that can really improve your daily life without much effort.
Another thing people often overlook is that hydration doesn't only come from water. You can also get fluids from food, especially fruits and vegetables, like watermelon or cucumbers. These foods help you stay hydrated naturally while also giving you vitamins. So it's not just about drinking water all day. You can also add hydrating foods to your diet and support your body that way.
That's a great point. But at the same time, some drinks can actually work against your hydration. For example, too much coffee or sugary drinks can dry you out or make you lose more fluids. That's why it's important to cut back on those drinks and not rely on them. They might feel refreshing at first, but they don't always help your body stay in balance.
Exactly. And I think many people don't realize how much sugar is in some drinks. Instead of helping, they can actually make you feel worse later. That's why I try to stick to water most of the time and only occasionally drink other things. It's a simple way to take better care of your body without overthinking it.
That's smart. I also think timing matters. For example, drinking water right after waking up helps your body start the day properly. And having some water before meals can help you feel more balanced. Small habits like that can really build a healthy routine over time.
It's all about consistency. You don't need to do anything extreme. You just need to stay mindful of your habits and make better choices every day. When you do that, staying hydrated becomes easy and natural, and your body will definitely benefit from it.
I've also wondered how much water we actually need every day. People always say, drink more water, but they don't always explain how much is enough. I guess it depends on your body, activity level, and even the weather. Some people try to follow strict rules, like drinking a certain number of liters. But I think it's more important to pay attention to your body's needs and adjust based on how you feel.
There's no one-size-fits-all answer. Instead of forcing yourself to drink a fixed amount, it's better to keep track of your hydration level throughout the day. Things like the color of your urine or how often you feel thirsty can help you figure out if you're drinking enough. It's more about awareness than strict rules.
That makes sense. I also think people sometimes overdo it and try to drink too much water at once, which isn't great either. It's better to spread it out during the day and give your body time to absorb it. That way, you're not putting pressure on your system and you can stay comfortable.
Exactly. Balance is key. You want to stay hydrated, but not force it. Another helpful idea is to adjust your intake depending on what you're doing. If you're exercising or spending time outside, you'll need more. If you're resting, maybe less. It's about being flexible and understanding what your body needs in different situations.
I like that approach. Instead of following strict numbers, you just learn to stay in tune with your body. Over time, it becomes natural, and you don't even have to think about it. You just know when to drink water and how to keep yourself feeling good throughout the day.
I think one final thing to talk about is how hydration connects to long-term health. It's not just about feeling good today. It also helps your body function properly over time. When you stay hydrated, your organs work better, your skin stays healthier, and your body can flush out toxins more effectively. It's one of those habits that doesn't seem dramatic, but it can really support your health in a big way.
Yeah, and the best part is that it's such an easy habit to build. You don't need special equipment or a complicated plan. You just need to make it part of your routine. If you stay consistent, you'll naturally build a healthy habit without forcing yourself. Over time, it becomes automatic, and you don't even have to think about it anymore.
Exactly. And once it becomes a habit, everything feels easier. You don't have to remind yourself all the time. You just stay on top of it. That's when you start to notice real changes, like better energy, clearer thinking, and overall balance. It's a small step, but it can really lead to big improvements in your daily life.
Right, and I think that's the main takeaway. Staying hydrated isn't something complicated. It's about consistency and awareness. If you can stick to simple habits and take care of your body, you'll feel the difference. And sometimes, the simplest habits are the ones that make the biggest impact in the long run.